Here you go. So we're on card number 3, 3 coins. I'm really loving the mix of the slanty brush go. Slanty brush, not the one I want. There's the slanty brush. Really liking this mixture of, yes, of the deep turquoise, Liquitex gouache, and sap green hue from Golden. Really liking this color. So I'm going to continue on with what I've been doing because I'm enjoying it, and that's the whole point, is to enjoy this process. And these cards, if you're wondering, have been gessoed with a clear gesso. So they have, there's a little spot that didn't get one. I can feel it right there. It's probably holding it. So there is some tooth, because these are quite slick when it comes down to it, and they would just simply slide off. We don't want that to happen. I'll just continue with my weirdness. And so far, I am still feeling the eyes. So I'm going to stick with the eye motif, at least maybe through the whole of the coins, through 10. We'll see what happens. It could change. I don't know. And I'm not really concerned with getting my colors mixed perfectly. It's a little wet. As long as they're similar, because I just really am grooving on this color combination, and that's why I'm using it. So this one's going to be relatively similar, I think, to the last one I did. I'm honestly feeling more talky today than I was yesterday. Or when I was creating, yeah, it was yesterday. Of course, yesterday was, this is the week of the coup in the US, so yeah. Yesterday was kind of a weird energy day. Today's still a weird energy day, and trying to process what I don't understand about lots of things. Got to process crime scenes being cleaned up and all sorts of stuff. Just don't get it. And I think that's part of the reason why this is feeling so good right now, is just getting and doing some art. And I really do, one of my goals is to do more art, both real and fun. And by real, I mean like single sheet stuff. Don't ask me why single sheet stuff is real, because that's what my brain feels like. Here, I did the bronze there. And I'm using bronze instead of gold, where the gold is. And I think it's interesting, it's a society where there's a lot of like people be like, move on, move on. It's like, you don't gotta move on. If you're not ready to move on, you don't need to move on. There's something to be said with sitting with your emotions, especially ones that are not comfortable, and being willing to work through them and not ignore them. Self-reflection is a good thing. I have discovered, I am overly, if anything, overly self-reflective. But I have discovered that is better than not being self-reflected enough. Let's see here. I like this color. I'll pull you out. What are you? Are you that purpley one? Are you the pink? It is purpley one. The Caran d'Ache Indigo is very purpley, and it's also very freaking beautiful. So I'm going to go with some of this today, and a little bit, I think this is malachite. What is this? Cobalt blue. Yeah, I like this color so much, I bought an extra one, accidental, like a long time ago. I laughed at myself. And there's pink in people's eyeballs, so pulling in some pink. I can activate this with some white if I want to. The nice thing about using some, my wood palette's way over there, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered. No palette knifey to get my butt up and go over there. Because yes, I am feeling lazy today. The nice thing about using a bit of, that's probably a really bad idea. I put it on top. Yeah, bad idea. Nice thing. Come on. My white's a little old. It'll work. Nice thing about mixing in some white with this is it's going to, you don't pop up the spots, it will leave a little spotty thing. And that's fine and dandy if that's what you want, but if you don't want the spotty thing, remove the spotty thing. But the nice thing about using a bit of the acrylic to set the Caran d'Ache or any water soluble media that's going to be potentially reactivated is that it won't come up again. I want some black here. And anything, I'm using a dry palette instead of a typical wet one right now. Anything that's left over on here is going to get smushed into the background of our journal page. So nothing really gets wasted. What color do I want my e-bolt to be? I kept my eyeball that color, but I don't know if I'm tied to that. I can go for this really pretty blue. Maybe mix in some black. And since this is smaller than the last one, that might be too, ooh, that's kind of making a pretty black. Okay, that works. I'm liking that. Jumping. I'm making sure my eyeball is not like, looks like it's in the eye, not like some weird popping out things. It's gonna And I think what I might do is, since each coins are earth, I might put the symbol for earth on the back of them. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So for earth, for coins, which is earth, and I didn't want black. Sometimes arting and talking is not the best thing to do. So water would have the water symbol, etc. And here, a little bit of white. Because I do want these to look like eyes somewhat and not little weird blobs. So, but also not obsessing over what must happen. And sometimes when I do really dark eyes, I don't necessarily always put in a pupil. I kind of like how that looks. I want to bring this pink. And Nice thing about these, if you want to do something like this and you're feeling like it's not working for you, you can pick up the color from the crayon, which is really cool, like that. Except this is really dirty, so you can't tell. I want you to be a little cleaner. I keep going in for that black, and I don't want black because I'm doing highlights. The highlights need to be brought back. So there's one there. And part of the highlights is what's going to make these look like an eye and not just a little circle of something. And since my black's pretty wet, it's also picking, the white's picking up that. So I'm going to let that dry. This is some really old bronze. I've discovered I really, really like the bronze. Over gold, over silver, over copper. The bronze, really, other than like the fake gold leaf. Fake gold leaf is pretty cool too, because I'm not going to buy me some real gold leaf. At least not for the projects I'm working on in a mixed media kind of thing. Makes no sense. So I'm choosing to use a bronze instead of gold for the rest of these. The first one has old Sharpie, I think, that has since, long since dried up and been used up. And this stuff is fairly transparent. I'm not really concerned with covering up the background so much. And I just want it to provide a border and a little bit of camouflage, a little bit of a layer. I love me some layers, so okay. So I'm gonna let it dry and get the 3 back and do something similar to what we did with this one and also with that one, kind of think about it. So I was a little bit more precise. I was a little more anal, I think, when I did this one. I may go back in though to think about it, because that green's really yellow and I'm not enjoying this as much as I really love this color. So let's fix this while we're doing the 3 and we're thinking about it, and I don't like it, so let's make it better, people. And here's the thing with your art, you know, there's going to be things you like absolutely love and things you absolutely don't love. And making bad art is part of making art. And it's okay to get used to like making bad art, or realizing like I made this a long time ago and I didn't have a lot of supplies. It's okay. I can go back through here and make it into something I like better. Hunter green is really, really yellow. And this is going to change also the color of this green, which is also fine because we're layering some greens. So it will not be quite the same. And you know, I'm also not like, what are my mixing proportions? So that also creates some stuff that's not going to be completely similar. So, okay. It's a bit better. I like that better. Okay. So you're getting like a whole lifetime here almost of what's going on with this one. And the fixing of this other card, which we're now going to go in with the bronze and bronze it out as opposed to the gold. And really this response is not, ooh, this is not matching. The response is, you know what, I like something else better. And so that's what I'm responding to, is not make it matchy. It's like, you know what, I'm not enjoying this quite as much. Don't dislike it, but it's not where I currently am. And so I'm fixing it. Okay. And this is still a little bit more gold. It's okay. And I do like this a bit better. Go back in with some. Go right here. Darker. There you go. Very nice. And when, yeah, they're kind of, yeah, they'll look like eyes once we get some. So you go over this side. It's highlights. Things are a little tacky. Okay. Just gonna let this dry, and then do the same thing I did with this back. So that's it for today. I don't think I'm going to show you all the backs unless it just happens. Because I think for the coins it's just going to be similar like that. I like how that is, and then put the elemental symbol for earth on. That'll be fun. So, and the only thing that's going to happen is the outlining, like this one got, to make everything pop and be just a tiny bit neater.